Lockdown's been pretty cool, actually. Every day's a weekend, apart from I can't play football or meet my mates. I can do other stuff though. Get up when I want, watch Netflix all day and play computer games. I'm lucky. I'm self-motivated and I have goals. So I've made myself use the time wisely too. I want to be a photographer, and having more time to myself recently has given me the opportunity to build my portfolio and reach out to colleges and studios. Life has stood still for a bit, and I've been inspired to capture that in images. One morning, I got up before dawn and I waited in a field for the sun to rise. The colours that developed in front of me were stunning. I saw every colour of the rainbow. I sat there for hours on end, having time to stop and stare. That's been a gift. It gave me time to think about it, too. It hits me like a wave, but it's not a wave. You'd be able to see that coming. This is invisible and silent and instant. It's predatory. It waits until I'm least expecting it and I'm most vulnerable to its detrimental powers. If you haven't experienced it, I think it's hard to comprehend. I've heard many analogies used, but none truly encapsulate the terrifying nature of how it affects you. Perhaps the closest would be the nightmare to where you suddenly find yourself falling. Imagine that, but with your mood. Saturday night we have our virtual quiz. We've been doing it since the start of lockdown. I won last week's, so it was my turn to come up with the questions. Last week Charlie thought he was being clever. Round 1, the EU's Common Fisheries Policy. Round 2, the International Council for the Exploration of the Sea. And the pièce de résistance. Round 3, the weirdest items found in Charlie's mum's handbag. Charlie and I have been best mates since primary school, so I had first-hand knowledge of his mum's handbag. My victory was based off that and luck alone. Charlie's someone my dad would describe as socially awkward. He's very clever but hasn't a clue how to hold a conversation or be interesting. Dad says he'll make an excellent politician. So, anyway, in contrast to Charlie's, my quiz was a great success. I did a picture round comprising of aerial views of football grounds, a round on Netflix movies, and then a round on characters from computer games. The highlight was Dan's mum walking in halfway through and asking why he didn't have any trousers on. We all took the piss and started calling him Jay and asking if he'd been watching Sleeping Beauty. Jack laughed so hard that he farted, which just made everyone else laugh even more. Even after the call had finished, I was still laughing to myself, and I was having a pee. I came downstairs to get a drink, and that's when it happened. The switch inside my mind flicked, and and the darkness descended. After that point, I wasn't really thinking as such. I wasn't in a trance or anything, but it's like it's pitch black, so you can't even make out shapes or thoughts. I guess people think it's about being sad, but that's not what triggers it, or what it's about. I've got plenty to be down about. I may have the longest summer that I'll ever have, but I've had normality taken away from me. What I wouldn't do to turn back the clocks and have my last day of school again. To have just a bit more time with everyone. To say a proper goodbye. To play a game of football with two teams and not just my brother. Like I said, it is not about sadness. I wish I understood it more. That way I could try and stop it having such a hold over me. When the darkness descends, all I can do is the one thing that I know stops it in its tracks. People ask me about the wounds, and I just make up stories. I fell over. I was helping my dad in the garden. I was playing rough with the dog. I like it when the weather's bad. Long sleeves, they prevent questions. I imagine some people think of self-harming as a cry for help. It's far from it. No one would want to advertise their inability to manage emotions. The problem is, endorphins are the only antidote. The only way to stop it. It's an escape mechanism that you can't control. A roller coaster you can't get off.